Let's be real. Shopping for an internet provider can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. So today, we're flipping on the lights. We're staging a head-to-head showdown between two of the heaviest hitters in the game, Cox and Spectrum, to see who's really winning in 2026.
Our mission here is pretty straightforward. We want to give you a clear, no-nonsense comparison. We're digging into the speeds, the prices, and all that sneaky fine print so that you can feel confident you're making the best call for your home. So, let's get into it.
All right, first up to the plate is Cox Communications. We went directly to their official website, ready to pull all the latest 2026 plans and pricing for you. We were ready to get some clear answers, but what we found was not exactly what we were expecting.
Yeah, a 403 forbidden error, a total digital brick wall. No plans, no pricing, nothing. We tried different zip codes, we cleared our cookies, we did everything we could, but nope, we just kept hitting the same dead end. And look, this isn't just some random server glitch. This is a perfect example of one of the most frustrating things about trying to find a new internet provider, the lack of simple, upfront transparency. I mean, if you can't even see the basic options, how are you supposed to make a smart choice?
So that direct, one-on-one Cox versus Spectrum comparison, for now, it's off the table. But we are absolutely not giving up. Instead, we're going to pivot. We're going to turn this frustrating roadblock into something I think is even more useful for you.
We're going to flip the script. We'll use all the info we can get, which in this case is from Spectrum, and use it as a detailed case study. By taking their service apart piece by piece, we're going to build a universal checklist that you can use to size up any internet provider in your area.
Okay, so let's begin. We're going to perform a little anatomy lesson on Spectrum's entire offer. From the tech they use to the prices they charge, we're going to find out exactly what key questions you need to be asking.
First up, let's talk technology. You're going to see a lot of fancy marketing terms thrown around, like fiber-powered. But what does that actually mean? For Spectrum, it means they run super fast fiber optic cables to your neighborhood, but that last little stretch into your home uses a traditional coaxial cable. It's a hybrid system. And that's a really key difference from fiber to the home, so it's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for.
All right, let's get to the main event for most of us, right? What am I getting and how much is it going to cost me? Let's break down the numbers.
Okay, so you see that big shiny number, $30 a month? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? But hang on. The most important words on this slide are for the first year. This is a promotional rate, and you always have to ask what that price jumps up to after the honeymoon period is over.
So here's a quick look at their three main plans. You've got the Advantage plan at 100 megabits per second, which is totally fine for basic browsing and maybe streaming on a device or two. Then there's the Premier plan at 500 megabits per second, which they call their best value for busy households. And finally, you have the 1 gig plan for the power users, the serious gamers, 4K streamers, and anyone with a demanding work-from-home setup.
And this leads us to a really important question. I mean, a gigabit plan sounds amazing, but there is 0 point in paying for a sports car if you only drive in school zones, right? So how do you figure out the right amount of speed for your home?
Well, Spectrum's own FAQ actually gives some pretty useful guidelines. It really comes down to the number of devices you have connected. For a smaller household with maybe a handful of devices, 100 to 300 Mbps should do the trick. But if you've got a bigger family with everyone streaming, gaming, and hopping on video calls all at once, you'll probably want to look at 500 Mbps or even that full gig.
Okay, so speed and price are just the beginning. Now we have to get into the fine print, all those little details that can really make or break your experience and your budget.
Now this right here is a big one. Spectrum really leans into two major selling points: no contracts and no data caps. And honestly, for you, the consumer, this is a huge plus. No contract means you can walk away if you're not happy, no penalties. And no data caps means you can binge watch and download all you want without getting hit with surprise fees.
But you knew there was a but, didn't you? What about all the other fees? This is where you got to pay attention. The modem is included, sure, but their advanced Wi-Fi router is an extra $10 a month unless you get the top-tier gig plan. Installation is only free for their faster plans, too. These are exactly the kinds of hidden costs you need to ask about with any provider.
Spectrum also makes a point to compare its wired service to the new kid on the block, 5G home internet. Their whole argument is that a physical wired connection gives you more consistent speeds, especially when everyone in the neighborhood is online. Plus, it's not affected by a bad storm.
They also really highlight their no data cap policy as a major leg up on some 5G providers that might slow you down if you use too much data.
So, look at what we've done. By digging deep into just one provider's service, we've basically reverse engineered a universal checklist. What started as a dead end has now become a powerful tool that you can use to evaluate any internet service out there.
So here it is, your secret weapon. The 6 critical questions you need answers to before you even think about signing up. Number 1, what's the promo price and what's the real price after a year? 2, is there a contract and what does it cost to break it? 3, are there data caps? 4, what are all the little fees for equipment? 5, do I have to pay for installation? And 6, what kind of technology are we even talking about here? Get the answers to these and you'll be golden. You know, we started this whole thing hoping to give you a simple answer to the question, Cox or Spectrum. But I think we ended up with something way more valuable, the knowledge and the tools for you to find the right answer for yourself, no matter where you live or who your local providers are. The power is officially in your hands now.